Yo, what up, it's the kid CJ City. So today we're gonna be doing a side-by-side comparison of the Desert Camo Jordan 10s right here. We have two versions, just in case you guys are confused. If you guys might see one version and then you see another version and you're like, hey, what's going on here? I'm gonna be breaking these two down. They actually came out with two versions of the sneaker. So this one right here was going to be the first release. This one, the official colorway was Desert Camo / black / chocolate. And this one right here is going to be desert / clay / black. So, we do have a little difference in colorway there. You guys can see, clearly there's a difference in colorway when you look at the sneakers. So first and foremost, let's just start off with the original one right here. If you guys look at the material right here, you guys can see it kind of like reminds me of like if you had denim cargo pants on or something like that, So this one, I want to say a little bit more rugged, even though it's not like completely rugged. It just has more so of that jean material, kind of vibe going on here. That's the first thing. If you guys take a look at these right here, the Desert Clays, this one kind of more so has like that cargo, kind of vibe. If you guys have some cargo pants, or if you guys kind of have like some cargo shorts, this one right here kind of gives you that type of vibe. So it's kind of similar, but it's different at the same time, man. So when you guys actually get this in hand, you will be able to tell the difference between the two sneakers, So let's just go ahead and talk about the colorway of this one. This is the original, and if you ask me, I feel like this one is more like an authentic fatigue color. When you think of fatigue, when you think of camo, this is probably going to be, the colorway that comes to mind first. We do have more of that dark brown, we have that tan, and then we do have that army green that's going on there. This one right here is more like an alternate version, if you ask me, so it does kind of play off of that fatigue color, but I kind of feel like this one is more on the brighter side of things, so, we do have our browns on here, but this brown isn't as dark. We do have our green, but this is more like a brighter green. Same thing with that tan color. It's not necessarily like, a tan, I guess it's more like a clay or sand, type of color, as you guys can see there. So that's one thing that is different on there when it comes to the colors. When you just look at them side by side, I just can't help but to think this one looks like the men's version and this one is going to look like the GS version. But oddly enough, it's not like that. Both of these are going to be men versions. So, it's basically just, preference, whichever one you guys prefer. If you guys prefer, just to be a little bit more dark, a little bit more subtle, or if you guys want your color to pop, if you want to be a little bit more bright, so another difference on these two sneakers is going to be, the contrast stitching on this. When you look closely, the contrast stitching on this one is going to come in your green, and then if you look at the alternate version, the contrast and stitching is going to come in that tan or that cream color right there. So that's kind of like something that you guys will be able to notice when you guys do a side-by-side comparison. Let's go ahead and take a look at the toe boxes here. You guys will be able to see, like I said before, this sneaker right here is just going to have more of the darker tones, so we have a dark brown, we have our blacks in there, we do have our tan, and then we have our army green. This one, it kind of goes in a different type of pattern as well, and it kind of has different colors. So we do have our brighter browns, we do have our brighter green as well. You guys will be able to see that, and then we do have that clay or that sand material right there. So that's basically that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the flip side of these sneakers right here. You guys will be able to see, we'll just compare and contrast this thing on the sides there. Same thing basically going on, I do want to make one thing clear. If you guys own a pair of these, you will not have another pair out there that has a different type of design. So you don't have to worry about having, this pair and worrying about the browns being darker on another pair or lighter on another pair. Everything is going to be exactly the same. It's a carbon copy. I've seen multiple, sneakers. So what you see is what you get here. So basically we have the same thing going on there, and then over here we're gonna have our lighter browns, we're gonna have our clay, we're gonna have our green there, so like I said before, it's really just preference. We have the same leather that goes on the top here. We have our tumble leather here, and then we have our tumble leather up here on the top as well. Same material, one isn't more plush than the other. They're both soft. I like it, man. So let's just go ahead and compare and contrast the very bottom of these sneakers. You guys will be able to see You know, so right here where the accolades are, one of them is going to come in our army green. You know, that's going to have our black and our army green there, you know, with our red Jumpman. And then the other one is going to have that clay color right there, as you guys can see, you know, and then it's just going to have that red Jumpman there. Honestly, I know it's just the bottom of the sneaker. It doesn't matter at all. But I kind of like the clay a little bit more because I feel like you can actually read the accolades and the accomplishments. You know, when you look at this sneaker over here, you know, it just kind of blends in. You're not able to see it really. You're not able to read the accolades, you know, so that's really something that's minute, but you know, that's just something if you ask me. Let's go ahead and take a look at the very back of these sneakers. You guys will be able to see the same thing pretty much going on there. When you look at the back, it's not, you know, as obvious of a difference because of the greens here, you know, so basically kind of like the same thing going on here. You know, it doesn't look as, you know, bright when you look at this one and you can compare it to this from the back of the sneaker, but you guys will be able to see the differences here. You know, sock liner, same thing with that nylon, that black that goes on in there. And then we do have our Kuji print, you know, on the back of the tag there. Same thing goes on there. You know, they didn't switch anything up there between the two sneakers. That's carbon copy. Everything's the same there. So that's basically it, man. You know, it's just basically the color that is just different. The pattern on there, they are a little different, but it's really preference. Like I said, it's, do you guys prefer the darker, you know, tones, or do you guys prefer the lighter tones? You know, I kind of feel like both of these are just, you know, fall sneakers, you know, so these sneakers will be coming out towards the tail end of summer. So if you guys can just hold on to these things, you guys can rock these things in the fall. It's just going to be perfect. You know, is it worth owning both of them? Hey, like I said, you know, it just depends on your preference. If you guys want to, you know, just have, you know, a darker vibe going on one day, you want to have more of a louder vibe, you know, more of a pop, then it will be beneficial to own both of these sneakers. But I just wanted to give you guys just a little side-by-side comparison, just in case you see both sneakers floating around and you're like, hey, what's going on? Why is one of them a little bit more lighter? Why is one darker? You know, some people might think that, you know, if somebody owns this, it's the fake version or something like that. That's absolutely not going to be the case, man. It's just the alternate versions, man. So drop those comments down below. Let me know what you guys are feeling about the Desert Camo Jordan 10s overall. And also make sure you guys subscribe to this channel, hit that bell, turn on those notifications so you guys can get more exclusive first looks, you know, comparisons and all that good stuff here on the Shiekh YouTube channel. We got a lot of dope stuff coming. We appreciate all the love. Peace, guys.